Hello and welcome to Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Winds of Change. A game that I really like, but man, it is really putting on hard decisions in my face. Some that I'm probably picking the wrong ones for, but you know, hopefully on my second playthrough, the one where I romance everyone, that I'm gonna just do by myself, not on YouTube, it's going to be better. So on the last, oh yeah, and before we start, if you want to play this game, it's on Steam. On last Let's Play, Strategery. Did we want an undead army of people eternally suffering from pains and wounds and stuff like that? Or an army of seers that can know every attack that's coming and every ambush and all that stuff, and at the end of the war, become vegetables? Went with the vegetables, because at least, you know, when they die, hopefully they pass on nice to the afterlife. Hopefully there's an afterlife and all that stuff, instead of the, you know, people eternally suffering and all that stuff. And then, the second hard choice came. Who's going to be an advisor? Everybody seems to be pushing their hard choice on me right now. Like, seriously. So it was either Damick or Howl. I can understand Howl, because he maybe can see the future, or they, and has a lot of magic and mysticism knowledge. Damick, on the other hand, is more of a war strategist. Granted, his negative is that I feel like he might have been wanting to get into... He was kind of forced into this position. So I did kind of pick both and see one or two into it, and it's like, he's crushed. So I was like, well, we'll have to see. I know that I want Damick to be my advisor. I agree with everything he said, and I still don't really know how. Being an advisor required both knowledge and teamwork.
Very well.
Thank you.
They still stared at each other with evil eyes. I could tell that animosity was growing between them. However, it was neither time nor the place for that. Okay, why are you guys bumping heads right now? Seriously.
Those matters aside, we still need to make our next move. There's an upcoming ball in Alarinthia. It's held annually. The palace is open for a few days only. We can go. It's likely that Vivian will make a move against Dracu. If she does, we can use that as an opportunity to form an alliance. If she doesn't, then we can seek out an audience with Dracu. Either side would have a wealth of forces to offer. We need their aid if we're going to win the final battle. I'll get the boats ready. We can leave tomorrow morning.
Probably Vivian, because that would probably make Ulrich happy. That's what Ulrich wants, and I want a better, stronger Alarinthia.
I'm sure Alex will be able to give us a capable ship. If we're going to make this ball, we need the best of the best. Ships were part of our terms, so I'm sure he'll be able to comply.
He gathers up some papers and starts to walk away.
Meet back here in the morning, all of you. We can go over any last-minute stuff before we leave. The rest, we'll have plenty of time to discuss on the voyage.
Okay, also question. Let's see, we had like 40% before, and 10%, 50-10. Okay, so how was corruption? I mean, I guess, because they said that they were corruption, right? I have to see. We all nod at one another before leaving the room. Also, do we really need to convert that tavern into a barracks now? Because barracks need to be filled with soldiers, and that's not something we have plenty of anyways. I'm thankful that I'd be able to get some sleep, however little. I made my way back to my room, constantly checking my back. Hey, 5%. They'd never catch us off guard again. Well, hopefully. Next time we fought, it would be their end. Oh yeah, I guess we do have an army of seers, though. Howl has now permanently joined your party. There's a little image there. Also, what was that one thing where we were in the main hall and there was that shadow that went... Like, when looking back at the saves to, read into Ulrich's thing again, it appeared again. I have no idea what that was about. Into my room, and let out a loud sigh. I can finally relax. Hopefully. Sorry, worked out today, so yawning. And reading makes me, yawn for some reason. It's because it's less breathing, more talking. Let me guess, somebody comes in and is like, hey, we need you to make a life and death decision right now because bloody hell. As short as my rest would be, it was better than no rest at all. I noticed I was followed, but I expected as much after what happened. It was Howl. He approaches slowly, with resolve in the steps. However, he doesn't seem angry in any way. That was good, since I sided with Damick. Wonder if Damick then would come, if I chose Howl.
We must express displeasure at your decision. Damick made a mistake, and remains unpunished. The lives that were lost beg for justice. We are that justice.
I mean, he doesn't need to be punished, you know? And I don't know. Damick was only believing in the spirits like we all do. Now that we know the truth, we will approach things differently. He would never intentionally lead us into danger. He's honorable.
Honor?
Crossed his arms, unimpressed.
Honor is a term used to stay the hand in difficult situations, Monarch. When the final drop of blood must be spilled, and your honor stops you, what then? Is the future of our world on the shoulders of those so weak?
He scoffs.
Do not concern yourself with honor. The enemy does not, and this is why they win. Concern yourself with the correct actions, not the right ones.
Isn't that both?
That is all the advice we have for you today, Monarch. But we do not trust Damick to make the right decisions in the future. The fact that he left the honor guard alive is proof of that. He hesitates. This hesitation will not go away simply because he knows what we are. The truth of the spirit realm does not change strategy on the war table. With that said, we will leave you be. Ruminate on this in the future, my queen.
He gives a slight bow, as a sign of respect before leaving. Being the Exodus wielder was intense enough, but being the monarch? Thankfully, I had the support of my friends. They would keep me strong. Why does he keep on appearing? Lay down in bed, and it isn't much longer before I drift off to sleep. When I wake up, rested and refreshed, I head to the war room. Everyone is there, as expected. It's time to get things moving. Just feel like I'm too bad I can't just grind for morale and all that stuff. I wonder if I encountered a glitch. But I don't know. Damick approaches the war table. Oh, I guess I'm in front of the lines, but there isn't much I can do about that. That is quite a ways. Fiddling with the wooden figures resting on top of it. They represent different things. The figure for the rebellion places it on Alarinthia. Our next objective is clear. We'd be sailing to the Far East to secure an alliance.
Each year, Dracu holds a ball. Essentially, it's to show off his power. It's open to the public, which means Vivian will likely make a move. I'd say it's either an assassination attempt or a tournament request. During the ball, we will meet with both of them. Our goal is to secure an Alarinthian army to help us out. If we do this, our chance of success will increase tenfold. Each party, if they're willing, will likely request something in return. It may be impossible to avoid being caught up in Alarinthian politics. If it comes to anything extreme, we will have Ulrich help us out. I trust there are no
Extreme?
objections?
Nobody raises concern, but I can tell Ulrich is upset.
We will set sail immediately after this meeting. I've already arranged transportation with our pirate allies. It's a 24-hour voyage, so pack your essentials. Food and drink have already been pre-packed. None of us should go hungry or thirsty during the trip, and there are enough beds for us all to sleep too. The voyage will be a nice time to get some relaxation in. However, once we get to Alarinthia, we have to be serious. Our success directly affects our odds of surviving this war. We've ensured that our comrades received a proper burial. They're resting with the spirit idol, and we'll close off that passage. For their sake, please leave it undisturbed. They deserve rest.
He inspects a piece of paper in his hand before continuing.
The volunteers from Valinor are starting to have visions. They will accompany us to Alarinthia and help our cause. Thankfully, there were no side effects or losses. We have our army of seers, Monarch. Hopefully, you'll get to meet them soon. With all of that said, I think it's time to end this meeting. Are there any questions before we head to the shipyard? Remember, once we leave, we may not be back for a while.
Fontaine steps forward.
What exactly happens at this ball?
I'm not sure. Dancing and feasting, I'd imagine. Drake wants to pamper everybody he can. That's his goal. If his people are happy, then there's less fighting over the throne.
So, basically one big party, then?
Correct.
Awesome. The last party we were ever going to have was cancelled. Let's say we finally have your induction ceremony, eh, Cirrus? Except now it's not for being a Cirrus. It's for being a queen.
You're not at each other. It's true. My last ceremony was cancelled. It was Dracu's party, but we could celebrate for our own reasons.
Just try not to draw attention to yourselves, all right? It may be a party, but Alarinthia's fate will change behind the scenes. Remember why we're there, and don't lose sight of our original goal.
Of course.
Fontaine steps back, satisfied.
Why didn't Vivian make a move at any of the other parties? I guess I mean to ask, what makes this year special? What if we go there and she ends up doing nothing?
Good question.
If that happens, then we focus on Dracu. At the end of the day, we still have an option. We're just planning for many possible scenarios.
All right.
Blessed nods, her curiosity sated. There was a brief silence and no further questions.
Very well. Dismissed. Let's pack our things and meet at the docks. We'll set sail in 3 hours, so don't be late.
I guess also he has more intricate knowledge about the world's politics, right? Instead of, Howl. With that said, almost everybody rushes out of the room. Except for Howl. He stays behind and eyes me down. If we get ready to leave, I ask him what he wants.
We've been given a room in the crew quarters. Please stop by and see us before you leave. It is important for us to learn more about you.
Fair enough. He bows at me before leaving.
Until then, Your Highness.
I think I might need to restart this, but after the Let's Play. He was definitely taking the Monarch thing seriously. Is my eyes closed? Kind of when I look down. I'm just going to reset that. Okay, maybe do this. There we go. But given his culture and the power within me, it makes sense. I take one last look at the ward table before heading out. The ward table is used to track your relationships with each character. The amount of hearts indicates how many heart-to-hearts you have completed. When each character's heart gauge reaches 4, you can click them to access a special scene. Ooh. These scenes are required to earn each character's loyalty. Loyalty of your followers affects both morale and their fate. Do not neglect heart-to-heart conversations, or those special loyalty scenes. When you wish to depart for Alarinthia, return to the Mazo docks. A new map icon will display by the ship at the front of the shipyard. Uh-huh. I'm at having / hoping to assume that we didn't miss anything, right? What happens if we click these guys? Ready to earn Vast's loyalty. I mean, it always is weird when there's loyalty missions for people you've fought alongside for a long time and have no real beef with. Anyways, what's up with you, Sophie? Oh right, he saw a vision or something like that and fled. Sophie and his crew quickly made their way back to the docks. Hiding in the alleyway, much like before, they gathered their bearings. Things hadn't gone according to plan. Their true mission was a failure.
What happened, Sophie? I thought you had everything under control. Get in, kill the Seeress, and destroy the idol.
It's not that simple, Halen. I tried my best, and it wasn't a total failure. We've dealt them a blow from which they'll never recover.
And you think the Triumvirate will be okay with that? They don't tolerate failure. I'll get dragged into this too. I don't want to suffer due to your inability to succeed, Sophie. Let's not even mention the Blade of Exodus. You just let them walk away with it. I can't believe you were so foolish.
Don't worry. We'll get the job done. They'll be happy enough with Damek out of the picture. It'll buy us time while we formulate another plan, Halen.
If you're lucky enough to get another chance, you mean. You'll need a pretty good excuse to get away with this.
Sophie sighs, looking down at the ground.
I hesitated, Halen. I had her in my grasp, and I hesitated. There was something in my head saying not to kill her. The same instinct I always listen to and am praised for. That instinct has yet to let me down. I feel like she was meant to survive this battle. We'll have more chances to kill her in the future. Besides, with the condition I left her in, she'll be an easy target. Next time we cross paths, even a child could take her down. This isn't as bad as you think, Halen. Today, we won.
For your sake, I hope they buy that excuse.
No, Halen. We must never tell them the truth. Tell them the Seeress slipped through our grasp. I trust you to keep this silent for the time being.
Probably not.
You want me to lie for you now?
It's for the best. Just trust me. I would do the same for you, Halen. Together, we will acquire any lost honor.
Fine, but next time I'll watch you. If you can't finish the job, then I will. There's no place for hesitation in a time of war.
Sophie nods and Halen walks away. This leaves Sophie alone with Shane.
So, how are you feeling?
Good question.
Fine.
You look conflicted.
Yeah, you killed your leader and very close friend.
I said I'm fine.
Look, you killed Damek, Shane. I can understand what you're going through.
Oh, can you?
Yes, I did the same thing in the past. Before I joined the Triumvirate, I killed them all. Liars and cheaters deserve no less of a punishment.
Who all?
You looked so sad, though. Like, how do I know what you said was true? A face can say a lot more than words ever can.
You stupid motherfucker. Like, you and him knew the plan. Like, you and Damek. And then this guy's like, I found this note that's saying that he hates you and he hopes you die. And then Shane's like, he hopes I die? Get revenge.
He was sad because he got caught, Shane. He thought you were dead, so he didn't expect it. You rose from the grave to deliver your vengeance. That is an opportunity he shall never have. He didn't hesitate to send you to your death, remember? There's no reason to give him a courtesy he never gave you.
And what's this stupid plan, though?
Offering that olive branch is a good way to get yourself killed. There's no going back now, Shane. You're one of us. After what you did, you're their enemy. For good.
We'll have to see, because I feel like he might join our side and we might catch up with him. I don't know.
Huh?
Yes, but you are no longer an enemy of the Triumvirate. They will sing your praise and give you your every desire. The victory of our battle was all thanks to you, Shane.
Though granted, we do have 6 party members. It's all filled up.
I'm not sure how to feel.
Sometimes you need to act rather than react. Push those feelings aside and focus on survival. There are many rebels who will seek you out for revenge. And I expect you to show all of them the same treatment. Welcome to the Inquisition, Shane. The right side of history.
Okay, that's done, and just make sure we click on all the things, though. I don't know what that ticking sound was. No books or anything. Okay. Quotas. Yee. Enter Howl's room, and I notice him standing with his back to me. He's in the corner of the room, and his hands pressed against the wall. He's mumbling to himself, doing best not to startle him at all.
Bodies everywhere. Screams for help. Blood flowing. Corpses held tightly in their arms. They cry for the lost. But the lost do not answer, for they have no voice. He feels shame, like he's responsible for all of this. But soon after, he feels nothing at all. Until he rises again. Vengeance controls his mind. It drives his clouded judgment. We see the future, as expected, but also the past. We see your death, Monarch, even if it didn't happen. Why does time play such tricks on our memories?
You mean the death? Like death in the future or death in the, Valinor? Turns to face me, so he knew where I was here all along.
Are these memories, or perhaps echoes? That is what I wish to talk to you about, Monarch. Our mind is overwhelmed, but not in the usual sense.
10 more had left to help.
We expected you to say that. We've heard it before. It's almost like you had no other choice. Interesting. Things are different now that we're free. So different.
I mean, I guess we didn't.
Exiting that prison has taken its toll on our minds. And there, our sight was limited, but not anymore. Instead of just the future, we see everything.
Maybe we should have picked him then. I know.
We see the past, and consequences of actions not taken. The possibilities are infinite, and this is hard even to fathom. We must narrow our vision. These details are unimportant. We may not be of much use at the moment, Monarch. It will take some time to adjust to these new circumstances, if we choose to adjust, that is. Further evaluation is required.
Can I have you as my advisor number 2? Everything is important to consider, even if it didn't happen.
We see a past where we failed to save you, Monarch. You fell to your wounds, and Alarinthia had no hope at all. Domik, too. The failure of the rebellion was certain. Pirates rushed to help, but not led by the same leader. Ulrich sacrificed himself to use the blade and create an army. The Monarch vessels, or perhaps the created seers.
Is that what would happen if we chose the other person?
Why do you say that seeing these things is important? It is death and carnage, the loss of all hope, and ultimately, death. Only one thing remains constant in all of us, the blade of Exodus.
Learning from past failures is how we become stronger and smarter?
We saw you say this as well. It led to ruin. Our culture was always focused on avoiding the wrong future. We've never thought about seeing numerous versions of the past.
What I just said would lead to ruin?
But we are sure that we see these things for a reason. Perhaps there is a secret to find, or a link hidden between them all. As we travel, we will do our best to learn more about these visions.
Could right now be a vision? And we're still in Valenorth?
We simply wish to make you aware that they exist. It is the opposite of everything we've ever encountered. But at the end of the day, so are you. A huge anomaly.
Oh, great. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure what he means, since he speaks so cryptically. But he's having visions of different pasts, not just the future. That would be jarring to me as well. I only ever saw the future. If it was almost always the future that we wanted to avoid. How could we see a different past that always was set in stone? Let alone past so different as to detail the deaths of my comrades. There had to be a reason. He was right. But it's unlikely that he'd find an answer anytime soon. He'd have to put up with this burden for a little bit longer.
It pains us to see visions of your death, Monarch. Future or past, it is something we wish to avoid. You carry our legacy. You are everything to us. We request some time alone, if you'd give us the honor. We will do our best to focus on more positive things.
He turns back to the wall and places his hand upon it.
Sharing an apple in a back alley, a growing bond. Alcohol brings forth childhood dreams, dreams of change. You grow close to a comrade, despite their two-faced nature.
Is this the guy that supposedly stabs us? Though again, those visions were given to me maybe through the Triumvirate. Or maybe that's just a prose, thing. Or maybe is that the relationship thing of Ulrich? I don't know.
A man seeks family to replace the one he never had. There is a girl who finds the strength to succeed in her friends. We wonder where we fit in amongst this group. We hope we can.
I guess that would be Ulrich and that would be Valessa? Because there aren't any other girls, I don't think. Nope. Looks down on the floor, and I take a few steps back. But now it's probably best to leave him be. He seems overwhelmed. In this situation, I'd be as well, as he has to process a lot of new information. I can find my place in all this, so can he, if I can. Perhaps we'd have more time to talk on the boat ride. I'll leave for the docks, confident to help him more in the future. Or I don't leave for the docks just yet. Okay, let's just make sure we go to this room first. Everything seems alright in here. Just triple check that there isn't anything. And there's 3 shields, which again, I'm not sure if that's good or bad. And we read a book here.
Shane's journal. Domek has tasked me with something.
Yes, you are unimportant. Main hall entrance. Okay. Well, I've had books. Yes. And then back. That's done, that's done, that's done. Ducks. And then that. But let's just check that there is anything else. It is kind of funny that you can kind of go back in time here. Mouse? Too bad I can't be like, hey, Mayor, how you doing after I prevented you from committing suicide? I'm pretty sure I chose the right option. Since he's not dead. Well, end of this Let's Play. So comment, guys, like, comment, submit you like, dislike, tips, tricks, always. If you like my YouTube and like see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and share the videos have grown. Please remember to spay new animals have to control the pit population. I don't like coming at this thing negatively, and I feel like this is them leaning towards this, because usually I'm the good guys in a lot of these things. But fuck, what was it? Undead Army, choosing Howl, and I mean, Domic's head is maybe not mostly in the game since, you know, the whole thing happened, but it's largely in the game. As much as anyone else could, you know? Anyways, end of this Let's Play. Comment, give us a like, comment, if you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise, spay neither animals, and until next time, let's be me, GamerWolfSix, wins a change. See ya.